Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the Critic Chris and I hope you're doing well. And today, in the second video of the day after a very long nap, I wanted to talk about this, and I've talked about it a little bit on Twitter already, which is the fact that I called it. And again, whenever I'm wrong, I will say that I'm wrong, but whenever I'm right, I will indeed bask in the glory of the rightness, because we pretty much knew this was coming at some point, that they were doing this re-release, they were going to add this new footage, this 4 to 7 minutes or so of extra footage, which really honestly is not worth the 3-hour runtime that you're already getting on a movie that is mediocre at best, especially when all this stuff is happening apparently before and after the movie, which means it's not actually adding anything to the movie, which means it's not actually fixing any of the problems, the very real problems with the movie, especially when it comes to the story, especially when it comes to that damn time travel. But what you are getting, if you decide to go, in limited cases, in certain theater markets, is this awesome poster, according to the Russo brothers. That's right, indeed. This is indeed the thing that I've been saying is going to happen at some point, is that they are going to start off with footage, and that if the things don't seem like they are going to be interesting enough people, that they would eventually move on to something else like a poster. And sure enough, we love you 3000, really meaning, hey, we want your money, and so we're going to offer you this really cheap looking poster, which again, I think overall, artistically is fine. Again, artistically, the poster is absolutely fine. If the movie was good, I would be excited for it. You know, I'd be like, oh yeah, man, I want this poster because it looks freaking great, because the movie was great. But unfortunately, the movie was not really that great. And I know there's some people out there that still like to defend it. And again, subjectively, that is totally your opinion. That is totally your right to have. But objectively, this film has so many problems that I was just not able to simply ignore. We love you 3000. We want your money because we want to beat Avatar, because let's face it, this is the only reason why this is going on. This is the only reason why it's being re-released with extra footage the week before Spider-Man Far From Home comes up. So not only is it trying to dredge up more support for that film because they want to make sure that film does well, probably because they want to make sure Sony realizes, hey, you need us more, you need us more than we need you. We can move on. The MCU can live without Spider-Man, but Sony really can't have Spider-Man without the MCU, because Sony has shown itself already incapable of really producing great Spider-Man content, and overall I think would be really remiss and really would be stupid to try and reboot the Spider-Man franchise once again by not re-upping the contract they had with Marvel. And I think that this might be one of the ways of doing that, but also it really is, at the end of the day, try to beat the Avatar record that everyone has. And everyone's been trying to say, oh no, but why would they want to do that? Because they own Avatar. But they did not own Avatar when it broke the record, when it set the record. They want Avengers Endgame to be the pinnacle. They want everyone to say, from this point forward, when everyone's talking about movies, when everyone's talking about box office, anytime there's any type of big box office release, when the next Avatar film comes out, for example, or when the next big budget film comes out, they want everyone to say, ooh, but can it beat Avengers Endgame? Is it going to be able to beat the record set by Avengers Endgame? They want Avengers Endgame to stay in that discussion. And so our boy, Skyboy Mendelsohn, ooh, it's been a long time since I talked about Skyboy Mendelsohn, is talking about how Avengers Endgame has indeed topped $2.75 billion on the worldwide box office. Now keep in mind that means that it is very close to now dethroning Avatar. Remember that Avatar set the record with around $2.78 billion, meaning that's only about 30 million or so away from dethroning Avatar. Now, of course, when you adjust for inflation, the numbers do change. However, once again, when it comes to the records, though, when it comes to overall gross, the number that's going to stick, and at least with one of those lists being number one, is going to be Avengers Endgame prior to adjusting for inflation, and that is what this is all about. This is the reason why they're releasing 7 minutes of extra footage before and after the movie, which doesn't change the movie and really doesn't justify sitting through it, but also are offering this poster. But guys, the poster, right? You're going to go see the movie for the poster, right? You're going to go spend another $20 at the theater and popcorn and soft drinks, spend another $20 because you want a poster, right? But it's not just any poster. Look, it's the Iron Man one. So it's a reminder of just how stupid this movie is conceptually. The fact that, okay, so wait a minute. So first off, in order for Thanos to hold the gauntlet, in order for Thanos to hold the Infinity Stones, he needs to go to the heart of a dying star and use basically magic metal. They don't really ever explain it, but basically magic metal in order to wield them. But Tony Stark can do that with nanomites, nanotechnology. Perfect. Oh yeah, that makes total sense. Thank you so much. Oh man, that's the poster I want. I want to be looking at this poster the entire time and be like, oh wait a minute, this is a reminder of all the big plot holes, of all the really big mistakes that really were completely unnecessary, and things that they could have probably done something differently with had they actually decided to write a really good movie and a really just strong movie like Infinity War, but instead decided to just, go lowest common denominator with Avengers Endgame. And again, you might disagree with me, but this is a reminder of the fact that nanotech was able to hold all the Infinity Stones, just like magic metal from the heart of a dying star. Magic metal from the heart of a dying star, nanotech created by a human named Tony Stark. Which, again, I love Tony Stark, and I love Robert Downey Jr.'s version of Tony Stark, which is why I honestly think that they're going to bring him back at some point. I know, right? No, that's never going to happen. Is it, though? Is it really totally out of the realm of possibility? I don't think so. But as you can see, Avengers Endgame is really, really close to being the record. This is probably going to get the film the extra 30 million or so it needs in order to break the box office record. And I think that overall, most people would say that it's a very good shot, that it's not necessarily a guarantee, that it's not necessarily going to absolutely, equal success. But I really do think that offering the poster, not just the extra footage, offering the poster, trying to really tie it into the Spider-Man movie coming out next week, I think that will be enough for this film to finally be able to reach that level that they wanted to. They want this film to be the record setter, and I think that it's finally going to do it after this weekend, or at least over the next few weeks, because obviously the release is not just going to be for the weekend, it's going to be for the next week or so up until Spider-Man, and it's still going to be out in theaters, still making little bits of money, maybe $1 million or so every week, and as long as it's able to kind of chug out the rest of it, if they're able to kind of push it this weekend, since there's no really other big releases that are coming out this weekend, and let me just double check that really quick, because obviously I go in Box Office Mojo. Let's see what's coming out this week. Annabelle Comes Home is coming out on the 26th. So yeah, an Annabelle film is coming out. So yeah, there's a very good chance that you'll see Avengers Endgame pop back up into this top 3, especially for the weekend, especially with how well it is doing. Again, 2.75 is not a number to snuff at, especially when that means it's only $30 million away from breaking a box office record like that one held by Avatar that many people thought that no one would ever beat. This is the film that I said from the very beginning was likely going to beat Avatar's record. Obviously, I also said it had a chance to reach $3 billion, which was definitely could have done had it been a good movie. Had it been a really good movie, I think that this film would have broken $3 billion, but because the film was not that great, because the film did have plot holes, I think that's what kept some people from going out to see it a second time, though of course many people did see it second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth times, obviously, by the very fact that it made this much money. But is the poster going to be enough? What do you guys think? Do you think the 7 minutes of extra footage and the poster are going to be enough to be able to push this movie over the edge? I really do think that this is going to give the vast majority of the money it's going to need in order to get close to, if not pass, Avatar by this weekend, because of the fact that people want posters. People want that poster, Russo brothers. God, the Russo brothers, you were flying so high. You had every single movie that you had made for Marvel had been great, and then this happened. But before I end the video, I do want to say, speaking of I Love You 3000, I do want to point out that there has been, of course, news coverage of the fact that the 7-year-old that played, yes, a 7-year-old that played Tony Stark's daughter is apparently getting bullied. Her and her family are getting bullied. So all I can say is, as a member of the Phantom Menace, as a member of the YouTube community, I can say that that is despicable, and that any person that goes after, let alone a 7-year-old, to bully is a disgusting person, and you need to stop. And I totally disavow any single person that's going to go after a person, especially someone as young as 7 years old, and bully them in that way. So that's disgusting. They're trying to tie it into the fan base. Some of the articles are trying to say, oh, certain fans are, they don't want to have the Ironheart, and they're blah, 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 whitewashing, like something with whitewashing, something with Ironheart, etc. apparently is leading to some of this bullying that's going on with the fan base. And so all I can say is any people that call themselves fans that's going to bully a 7-year-old actress needs to seriously rethink about their life, needs to probably go to confession, and needs to probably, reevaluate everything and probably just shut up and go away and get off social media for a while. Anyway, guys, love to hear your thoughts about this. Do you think that this is going to be enough? And also, do you disavow this nonsense too? That's the reason why I'm not going to put it in the title of the video, because I don't want to get clicks for something that should be pretty obviously bad, that everyone should be disavowing. So instead, it's going to be about this, the fact that, again, is probably going to be Avatar as of this weekend. But let me know, what are your thoughts? Do you think Skyboy Mendelsohn is going to be able to provide all the numbers and the breakdowns and the multipliers and everything like that to see that it's going to finally be able to dethrone Avatar, at least before Justice for Inflation? We'd love to hear your thoughts about this and all the things I talked about in the comments below. If you like this video, smash the like button, give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe. You're all amazing, beautiful people. Yes, indeed, I am the fastest talking man in the business. Well, not really. I mean, I'm sure there's someone that talks faster than me, but I'm pretty fast. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and as always, God bless.